Yeah, this will be real quick. Giving all praises to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai by Shem Hachakodash. Say double honors to our apostles and elders here, great millstone, peace and blessings to the Lord's hopefully elect. So this is just comedy. As the Lord is bringing these fires, He's revealing the foolishness of this world. So dealing with electrical vehicles. Now there's a big push for electrical vehicles, and a lot of people are misinformed of the true reason. Okay, now Esau Edom is going to tell you, oh, it's going to save the environment, and it's the new way because it's green. This is going to save energy. But actually, the electric vehicles pose more of an inconvenience and more of a threat than a regular gasoline or diesel vehicle, and that's because it's ran off of electric. And I would say the only appealing factor it has for me was that it's silent. That's it. When I first saw him, I said, hey, I like that. But once you do the research, you say, oh no, I'm not dealing with that. Now you're not going off or anything like that if you have electric vehicle or anything like that. But you should just understand that those do pose risks. Uh, and they're dangerous. Okay, and their primary threat of being dangerous is because they're made of lithium. The batteries are made of lithium, and just look up how dangerous lithium is. All right, there's a YouTube short. There's a guy just taking a lithium, just a regular lithium double A battery, and putting it, taking the insides and putting it in a little plastic bowl of water, and instantly it just blew up. It blew the entire bowl up because lithium loves water. It's actually very dangerous. So, and also you have batteries. The reason why they can spontaneously combust is because through the charging they can, expand and retract, expand, retract, and the wrong thing happens and they can just combust. And you can't put those out because lithium actually loves water. You just have to basically let it take its course. So that's why if an electric vehicle, like there's a account where electric vehicle ran into the lake and it just caught on fire, and that's actually a bad combination. So what this guy has put up a video, and like I said, it's just comedy how the floods that happened, the Hurricane Helene actually caused house fires, all because of people who have those electric vehicles. And all this does is expose the foolishness of Esau Edom and his so-called wisdom that he claims that he has in trying to push electric vehicles as the way to save the planet Earth. But here's what you have to understand: is not to save the Earth. It's all for control. Everything is for control. They want to be able to control you. In fact, if you do buy an electric vehicle, say like a Tesla, it's in the terms of agreement that they have power to take the vehicle back, and it could drive on its own back to the dealership or whatever if you happen to fall behind on your bills. They also have it to where it can start to act up on purpose if you fall behind on your bills. So this dream that they're selling you, like a smart home, and all it is just for more control. They actually passing legislation now for any new model vehicles. They are to monitor. They call it check, making sure you're not drunk, to prevent what they say road crashes and all that. So they're being built with a camera, a permanent camera that's installed to monitor your facial expressions at all times. So that's more control. That's all this is pointing to, more control. The electric vehicles, the push for that is just to restrict people's movements, to control your movements, because they can't control you if you're in a gasoline vehicle. The only thing they can do is they can still, monopolize the fuel, and they can try to shut places down to make sure you don't get the fuel. But when it comes to those electric vehicles, they can actually control you while you're in your ride and listen to you and all that. So that's all it's about. So I just find it humorous, and it just shows you that the wisdom of this world really is foolishness.
Hurricane Helene has caused widespread destruction across parts of the US this week, but one of the most bizarre things we've seen is an increase in car fires. Why? Because when EVs get flooded with salt water, the high voltage batteries can short out and cause them to ignite and go into thermal runaway. As one of my commenters wittily put it, it's a perfect example of the clown world that we live in when houses burn down when it floods. Not only are EVs themselves dangerous when floods occur, but they are also dangerous for people to rely on in times of natural disasters, because the first thing to go out in such situations is the electricity grid.
Right. So here it is. You putting your faith in a electric vehicle. So when the time of trouble comes, you got to try to pack up and leave. But the first thing to go out is the electricity grid, right? Because you're dealing with the elements. You're dealing with the wind and all that. And do you see the folly whenever winter comes? First of all, just to charge those electric vehicles by themselves, you sitting there for about an hour every time, and you can't do nothing. And I'm gonna show you some more folly regarding those. And what you're gonna find out is those electric charging stations are being fueled by diesel generators. Most of them are. So that shows you the folly. But yeah, that just shows you can't rely on those things, right? How you gonna rely on those when in a time of disaster, like a natural disaster, if your battery ain't charged, you ain't going nowhere. And the first thing that go down is the electricity grid as well as mobile networks. So what are you communicating with? Where's your GPS? Where's any of that coming from? See?
And good luck escaping a flood when your EV is out of power and the grid is down. By contrast, a flood can't stop you putting some diesel in your tank. Welcome back to M Guy, British engineer and lawyer, now Sydney-based YouTuber. Be sure to follow me on the usual socials for more content, links in the description, and please make sure you're subscribed and have enabled all notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos. And if you'd like to support this channel, why not buy me a coffee? Click the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen. I reported in my EV news video on Saturday that houses had been burned down in Florida as a result of flooding. Take a look at this video clip.
From flooding to fires, Davis Islands got hit hard by Helene. We'll have another update from that part of Hillsborough County. Fox 13's Ariel Placencia is there. And Ariel, I know that you're standing in front of one of the homes that caught fire. What can you tell us about that?
Well, Linda, in a briefing this morning, the mayor said that 2 homes here on Davis Islands caught fire, and I'm standing in front of one of them. And take a look. This is really tough to look at. I mean, you can basically see right through the house. The outside's completely charred. There's debris everywhere. You really feel for this family here. No reports of any injuries at this hour, but the mayor said this house more than likely burned down because of an electric vehicle. Of course, the exact cause of the blaze is still under investigation. Now, as we were driving around Davis Islands, we saw an electric vehicle that neighbors told us caught fire, completely separate from where I am right now. The owner there said that thankfully nobody was hurt. The home itself did not catch fire, but as you can see, that vehicle is completely damaged.
How does that happen? Unlike internal combustion engine cars, which have a low voltage battery for starting and for things like lights and wipers, EVs have a huge traction battery, frequently running at 400 or 800 volts, with a capacity of tens of kilowatt hours and a current delivery of hundreds of amps. Despite the fact that these batteries are supposed to be sealed.
Yeah, so you basically have a transformer under your hood. And those transformers powers the neighborhoods and your homes and you basically driving around with that, and that's how they're able to reach like 100 miles per hour in a matter of seconds instantly because of that battery. And that's what they sell you on. And the fact is, Esau Edom is going to tell you about all the risks and the dangers, because they know that logically speaking, they wouldn't be pushing this if they're trying to so-called protect people or so-called save the planet. It's just a scam, just like that global warming is just a scam. It's just an excuse for people to surrender more of their privacy and their power to the powers that be. So their vision is look up Agenda 21 is to put people in all stacked on top of each other in 15-minute cities with electric vehicles where everybody can be controlled and monitored. That's what it's all for, but the Lord is making their wisdom show forth to the world that it is indeed foolishness, because here comes The Lord sends a flood through, and then all of a sudden your house is on fire or your car is on fire. But they're trying to tell you that that's going to be the most safe and effective method moving forward. Don't believe it. It's just hype. They want to bring that image of the beast into fruition, which basically just means it's the new world order, complete dominant control. And everything that they're pushing or they're teaching, that they're saying that it's going to save the planet, is all by means of control. All of it is. Ain't no, oh, this is just going to be the future and all that. It's for control, right? And as you can see, it's dangerous.
They often aren't due to impacts or corrosion, and that it doesn't take much for water to get inside and cause a short circuit. A short circuit causes localized heating, which can lead to a cell catching fire, which will almost invariably lead to full thermal runaway, with 2,000-degree flames and jets of high-pressure burning gas like blowtorches. Such a fire will burn down the garage and sometimes the house as well, like in the news story earlier.
Yeah, because those are lithium batteries. Now, like I said, you can look this up, but there's videos of people who drop their phone. They drop their phone the wrong way, and then it turns into a firecracker. There's a video of a dog in the house chewing on I don't know, something related that had a lithium battery in it, and it set this man's house on fire. Started to ignite on this couch, and then it spread. And you can't, the firefighters, when they hear about fires like with cars and crash, they ask, okay, is it an electric vehicle? If it is, then they know, like, oh, basically it's a loss, because there's no you would think that they would have some safety protocol procedures to deal with those, but there is none, at least as of now, because this is all about the control. That's what this is all about, you know. And that's basically it there, right? That just made me want to think, just a good laugh at this place. As 1 Corinthians 1:19 says, "For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Have not Yahweh made foolishness the wisdom of this world?" Right. Where's the wise and the scribe? This place is upside down, as the scripture says. You have people like Elon Musk, who's just a computer geek whom the Lord set up. All of a sudden, he's a politician. Now he's considered a world leader, and he can speak on events relating to people and politics. Then you have Gil Bates, all right, who really, he's not even a geek, because he stole Microsoft from someone else. And on top of it, that guy who we call Gil Bates isn't even the real one. Somebody put a video together comparing the real one with the new one, and I do believe that he was replaced. That the old one is gone. If you go look up old pictures and compare them to now, that's not the same person. The old Gil and his wife was replaced with that new guy who calls himself Gil, and Kevin Klein. Right? That's the type of world you live in. This is the world we live in. This is real. Right? But all of a sudden, this guy is a doctor, and he's a world physician, and we should listen to him. You see, that's the wisdom of this world, and the Lord is making it foolishness. Okay, so he's able to expose the folly and the wisdom of this world by just simply bringing a flood, right? Bringing a flood and just showing that these so-called world leaders, when they push these movements for a cleaner earth and all that, it's all foolishness. Nobody's buying it. Nobody's believing it. But we know the real reason why. It's just for control. Okay? That's why he said, is there like no more wisdom in Teman? Jeremiah 49:7. concerning Edom. Thus said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? And Teman today are the Edomites, what they would call themselves Europeans, but it's the Germans. And they're technically the smartest of the Edomites, technically. The engineers and everything like that is supposed to be them damn Temanites. So he said, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is the counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? And this is the wisdom of Esau Edom being vanished right before everybody's eyes. Everybody's just laughing, at what these people are saying. It's a joke. That's why they say clown world. It really is a clown world. Your two so-called president-elects, one is just a whore who just laughs, who avoids any question, and the other one is just the damn devil, okay, who says one thing one year, but then the next thing he say one year he says, I will prevent the digital currency from being a thing, and then immediately now he's saying we need to lead the world in digital currency. So they're all exposed, they're hypocrites, they're puppets. It's a big joke, okay, and this is the Lord bringing this place down. They're not being taken serious. It's all clown world. That's exactly, and that's a common phrase being used, clown world. But yeah, you can look it up. I'm not going to play it, but there's videos showing you that there are these, I think it's called EV is a big scam. They show that these electric charging stations are actually fueled by diesel generators. So where's the logic? Okay. The Lord Most High made wisdom of this world foolishness. Shalom.